Back-to-back losses for the Toronto Raptors, and let's be honest, we kind of saw this one coming as well. You saw the front night of the back-to-back, you had the Boston Celtics at home. Regardless of where you're at, home or the road, the Celtics are one of the best teams in the NBA. It was not going to be easy to beat them. You did not. And then you had to travel to Indiana to take on the Pacers on the second night of the back-to-back. Scottie Barnes did not play today due to a left hip contusion. And going into it, you thought, okay, let's see how quickly and Barrett do together. Well, through the first half, wasn't all that bad. I'm saying that being down 10 at halftime. It wasn't bad. Right? They were in the game. They lost the first quarter by 2, second quarter by 8, so it wasn't great. The offense has been really no good all game long. And you lose the second quarter by 8, 25-17. And the question is, when you come out of the third quarter, what kind of punch are you going to give? Are you going to be the one that gives that first punch, or are they going to take it to you and basically walk you out of the arena? Well, they pretty much walked the Raptors out of the arena at that point, right? They won the third quarter by 7, 30-23, and you're going into the fourth quarter down 17. You knew it was over then. Raptors made a little push, got it down to, I think, 8 in the fourth quarter. But at least as of right now, with $1:17 to go, they're down by 20. So, it didn't go great having those guys without Scottie Barnes. But what has been the storylines? And I talked about it yesterday. They played a good game, but they didn't make threes. The Celtics made 15 threes yesterday. The Indiana Pacers, again, as of right now, with under a minute to play, they have 15 made threes. The Raptors have combined the last 2 games to hit 11. In this league, that's just not going to cut it. It really isn't. They made 5 threes yesterday, and again, as of right now, with under a minute to play, they've made 6. 25% from three-point range. They missed 5 free throws, or 69% from the free throw line. It's not pretty. The offense was not pretty whatsoever from minute 1 to minute 48. And Tyrese Halliburton absolutely cooked. He has 33 in the game, shot stupid efficient, knocked down 7 threes. He hit more threes than the Raptors team as a whole. It's pretty sad stuff. But in games like this, can you find positives? Well, there ain't much of the starting lineup, right? RJ Barrett shot 5 of 15, 16 and 5. 1 of 6 from 3, dash 15 on the floor, not great. Ochai had 10, knocked down a couple threes. He was 2 of 5. I think they were both in the corner. Jakob Poeltl, 10 points, 5 boards, fine in 24 minutes in his first game back from an 8-game absence. And Emmanuel Quickley, if you want to take any positives out of this game, it's Q. 18 points, couple boards, 6 assists in 30 minutes, 8 of 15 shooting. Was only 1 of 4 from 3, though. Did miss 2 free throws as well. It was a -11. And Grady Dick, as he seems to be all season long, the team low in plus-minus at a -22 in 26 minutes for Grady. Knocked down a couple threes, 2 of 5. That's about the only positive I got for you from him from the game. But I'd say the glaring positive is Jonathan Mogbo today. I thought he was fantastic defensively, running the floor, super effective. And look, let's be honest, guys. 7 of 11 from the field, 16.6 boards in 21 minutes. 7 of 11 shooting, perfect 2 of 2 from the line, 2 steals and a block. Sure, he's a -15, but the whole team's not played great. So I got to give him credit for that. He looks great. But in the end, the bench shoots like this. Other than Mogbo. Jacoby Walter, 1 of 6. Jamal Shed, 0 of 2. Chris Boucher, 0 of 3. Shout out Orlando Robinson, who went 4 of 5 from the field and had 3 steals in a -6 in the 12 minutes that he played. It's just a rough one. Is the game over yet? There it is. 111-91 final in Indiana against the Pacers. And a little out-of-town scoreboard check here. Wow, the Pistons stay hot. They beat up the Celtics by 20 in Detroit. That's pretty crazy stuff. But for the Raptors, the Brooklyn Nets, who are 3 wins ahead of the Raptors in the standings, they are actually up 12 in the third quarter over OKC, which is shocking, and it's still very early. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. And the Philadelphia 76ers, making it interesting at least, only down 4 to the Knicks in New York with about 5 minutes to play there in the fourth quarter. So that could get quite interesting because the closest team to the Raptors above them is the Sixers. They only have 2 more wins than the Raptors. That's how bad they've been this year. And they've lost 8 in a row. They have been pathetic. And if the Raptors can find a way to lose today, as they did, and have Philly and Brooklyn both win, that would be huge. That would be, you would have a 3-win gap between you and that next team. And why am I saying that's huge? Because Raptor fans, we have talked all year long about the hard schedule the Raptors had, and then you look at the end of the season, and it's a cupcake end of the season. Now, the Raptors are not a great team to begin with, so it's not like they're just going to wipe the floor with everybody. But if you've watched the NBA and you know the standings more or less, I'm going to read off the names of the Raptors' next opponents. Okay, you had Boston and you had the Pacers tonight. Chicago, Orlando. I guess Orlando have they written the ship a little bit? Yeah, they're 5-5 in their last 10. Oh God, they just lost by what was that? Was that 40? They lost by 40 to Cleveland. So still not great. But you play them twice. Then you got the Utah Jazz, who's behind the Raptors. Then you have the Wizards twice, who we all know are behind everybody. Then you have the Sixers, which could be an important tank game. Then you have the Jazz again. Right? Then you got the Trailblazers, who have gotten hot, but they're still not a great team. The Suns, for God's sakes, we beat the Suns earlier this, or hold on, was it on the weekend? I can't remember how, maybe it was last week. When was that actually? That was on Sunday, right? That was the 6 o'clock tip-off. Then you got Warriors and the Spurs, no Wemby, so there's that. Wizards, Nets, Hornets, Sixers. March, you got no good teams at all. Maybe Golden State, if you want to throw them in there at 31-27. They've been playing some good ball. I guess that's the only team you look at as like a competent team. Every other team is no good. In fact, half of those games are probably against teams that are behind you or 1 or 2 places in front of you. This month will say a lot. Because the Raptors, sure, they can go out there and win a bunch of games. Sure. It's not going to do anything standings-wise. You ain't making no play-in or playoff spot. I hate to say it like this, I hate cheering against wins. But wins will hurt your draft stock. And losses will do nothing but improve them. You lose to the Bulls on Friday. Hey, they're only, 5 wins ahead of the Raptors. You give them another one. You have Orlando twice. Those are games that really don't mean much when it comes to both teams and when it comes to tanking. But those are games that you could lose. The Jazz. I don't believe Utah's going to catch Raptors. I think they only have, 14 wins on the year? Yeah, I don't think they're going to catch the Raptors. But you play them twice. They win those games. They got 16 at least. Wizards twice. I mean, jeez. God. And they're both in Toronto. And in fact, Utah won. The first Utah one is in Toronto as well. So we'll see how those go. Sixers, massive. Okay, I think you have 2 games left against Philly. You lose those games, you want to stay in that very least that 5 spot. You'd love to go lower, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, and then you have the Jazz in Utah. So it's like there are some games coming up that could really be huge for this Toronto Raptors team on the side of draft picks and tanking. Today is kind of the end of that easy stretch because then you go to April. I'm just going to do it quickly. Bulls, no good. Blazers, not great. Pistons, apparently they're great now. Good for them, and they deserve it. Nets, Hornets, Mavericks in Dallas could be interesting, but, again, they haven't been great. Obviously, Anthony Davis is out. Who knows where they'll be by April 11th. And they end the year against the Spurs in San Antonio, who aren't great. No Wemby. So, these are all very important tank games, and there's probably 1 or 2 games in there against actual playoff teams. And I don't even think the Mavs are a playoff team right now, are they? They're in the 9 spot, so they're at a play-in spot. That's what this schedule looks like for the Raptors. Maybe the Pistons. Hold on, where are they sitting? They're 6th, so they're a playoff team, I guess. But that's what this schedule looks like. They've done their job when it comes to building up this horrific record. They're 18-41. They have to win out the rest of the way to become a 500 team. Obviously not going to happen. So we're at that point. Philly took the lead. They're up by 2. Wow. Huge tank game for the Raptors. If Philly can pull that out, that is massive. And Brooklyn's still up 11 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. So massive games right there for the Raptors tank side. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and I guess you're jacked up for more tank games, because I think at this rate, with the teams that you'll be playing moving forward, you'll want to lose them. This is where you rest, guys. Hopefully. I'm hoping Masai and Bobby understand what is at stake here, and they can do some big stuff moving forward. We'll see, though. All right? Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from the game for the Toronto Raptors? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and of course TikTok is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Jays Edition Sunday, recapping this past week's games. Leafs Edition Friday in New York against the Rangers at MSG. And as for the Raptors, I'll talk to you guys. What was that? Friday as well? Yeah, Friday as well in Chicago against the Bulls. 8 p.m. tip-off there. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I guess the loss today. We'll talk to you guys then.